with free business advice, insight and inspiration. If you have any questions you want read out in the show or wish to speak directly to Tom and Willie, you can email gobusiness@thisisgo.co.uk and you can join the conversation on Twitter at #GoHunterandHaughey. We're going to our phone lines, and first up is Richard Charman, who's the head teacher of Hamilton College. Welcome to the show, Richard.
Hello, good afternoon.
We're delighted to have you on, because we've talked about education many times on this show. What's your question for Tom and Willie?
Well, I've recently taken over as the head teacher at Hamilton College. We are an independent school for children from 2 to 18, so we're an all-through school. Over the last few years, the school has gone through a number of changes, and I have ambitious plans to continue the positive change for our community. What advice would you give me to effectively lead my staff, learners, and their parents through this ambitious and exciting time?
Right, over to Tom and Willie.
I'll come in. I know Hamilton College well. Hi, Richard, it's Willie here.
Hi there, Willie. How are you?
I'm fine. First bit of advice I would give you, and I'm sure you already know, is first thing you have to do is get the parents on side. It'll be easier to get the staff on side if you've got all the parents on side. I've been involved over the years with a few private schools, through educating my son and my nephews and nieces, and I know how tough it is, to get everyone on board. But I mean, Hamilton College has always been seen as a very progressive college. It's got a great reputation. And I'm sure, the changes that have been made over the last few years have put it in real good stead. So I'm sure that you'll continue with that good work. But my number one bit of advice is that make sure that you're taking the parents with you and there's no surprises.
Tom, you want to add anything?
Aye. Hi, Richard. It's Tom here. So, I think what I would say, you've definitely sorted out your key audiences. You've got the parents, you've got the pupils, and you've got the staff. So my number one thing to you would be go and listen. Listen to what each of them have got to say. And once you've listened, you can then mould it into, hopefully it chimes with what you want to do with your ambitions for positive change. But I think you've got to bring these three sometimes disparate audiences with you. You can't do it to them, you've got to do it with them. And then if you bring them with you, they will think it's their idea anyway in the first place, and it'll make life a hell of a lot easier.
Richard, can I ask, what are your ambitious plans and what have the changes that have been made in recent years?
Well, the college has gone through some changes with regards to the structure and setting the aims and ambitions, which I really believe in and have adopted since I started. And we're now I'm doing a strategic review at present with regard to our offering within the classroom and out with the classroom. So our co-curricular offering is certainly under review at present, and all of those stakeholders, the learners, the staff and the parents, are going through a consultation period at the moment to improve the offering, to increase and improve the offering to our own learners, but also to the wider community, with a view to raising the profile of the college, but also to increase non-fee income. And with regards to the curriculum, to drive academic rigour, to ensure that the needs of every single one of our learners is catered for and looked after.
As part of those plans, we've talked on this show, or Tom and Willie have talked a lot about the need for creativity in education, creating that entrepreneurial mindset. Is that something you recognise as important for developing pupils to become the bedrock of business in the future?
Absolutely. One of our values is, in fact, innovation. And we always aim to ask our learners difficult questions to try things new. And in fact, this morning I was sitting with my school leadership team around my table and asking them some challenging questions about how we can change the leadership of the school to inspire our young learners, and for them to try things new, so when they go out into the world, they can seek the challenges and overcome them. I mean, my big thing as the head is really to provide the education for the young people in my school through our values. But what I'm really interested in is what they're doing when they're 25, 26, when they're maybe through the next phase of their education, when they're ready for employment. So when they go for their first interview, do they have our values, and are they upstanding and have the traits of a young aspiring leader?
Willie?
Richard, can I come in? One of the observations that I've had over the years being involved in private schools is that a lot of parents think that just by sending your kids to a private school means they're going to be a genius, right? And unfortunately, most of them are wrong, right? And a lot of private schools are actually judged on the academic achievements of the kids at the schools. I think the perfect school, whether it be a public school or a private school, is that actually the school experience for the kids is a good one. Right, and I've been involved. I go and do talks in big private school, public schools, 1,800 pupils, and I walk in and everybody's got a smile, and all that comes from the way that the head runs the school. And I think if you could create a culture where everyone enjoyed their experience at Hamilton College, at the same time, you're trying to get the academic achievement through the roof. But I think that if everyone said that it was a real positive experience being at Hamilton College, then I think that you've succeeded.
I would just add there, Richard, I've got 3 kids and they went to 3 different schools, because one size doesn't fit all in education, that's for sure. And we had to find a different school for each of the way the kids, because they're all different and they all learn differently. And it wasn't for us about the academic, it was about the experience. And you've got to decide what Hamilton College stands for, and then explain that to prospective parents coming in, because one size does not fit all in education, and the sooner everybody understands that, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I met a parent recently, and she has 5 children in 5 different schools, all independent schools, and she recognised that every single one of her children had different needs, and then she matched those needs, with the schools. And I would agree with that, because I do say to my prospective parents, Hamilton College might not be the right school for your son or daughter. However, this is what we do, and this is how we will engage with you as mums and dads or parents and your young child or your children to get the very best for them. And I agree, and I think that's really, really good advice about the overall holistic experience in the school.
Oh, that's great. Wish you every success bringing in those ambitious plans. Thank you for your call, Richard.
Best of luck, Richard.
Good luck in the new job.
Thank you very much.